Hello and welcome to another match of the Atlas 4 World Championship 2025. Today I'm gonna cast Showtime as the Red Mayan against SF Evolution as the White Roman. Or to specify, he didn't pick Romans, he actually picked random, so he just got Romans. Yeah, they are playing on the map The Stones. The Metza map is what they decided to play on. And I have heard that Evolution is gonna play a very spicy build. So I'm excited to see how that goes. I won't spoil too much, but I will mention stuff that I see that differs from usual builds. And right now we're seeing classic medium houses for both sides, stone cutters for the Mayan, and here we see both. But first difference we can see already, I'm pretty sure these are Iron Smelter and Toolsmith. Don't see any Iron Smelter or Toolsmith here. I'm pretty sure there's not gonna be one later on, as that is what Evolution told me he might be doing. A game without any Toolsmith. Excited to see how that goes. I assume he'll be making mana and then casting, getting some gifts, because that can give him pickaxes, and without pickaxes you can't really build anything on your mountain, and therefore you will have much less economy. Yeah, very interested to see how that goes, if he actually does it. I think he told me that he doesn't do it with all the sieves, so maybe this is just like a delayed Toolsmith and Iron Smelter. Here we're seeing the Iron Smelter Toolsmith as expected. Both towering to the north, both taking the initial stone mine as you'd expected. Yeah, is this already a large house? Might be. You have a lot of starting resources, so not that surprised. You can kind of build whatever you want to. And yeah, we are seeing the mana already. Love to see it. Very excited to see how that goes. Other than that, building all the stone cutters possible. All the lumberjacks as well, I think. Yeah, this is 8 lumberjacks, I'm pretty sure. You only have 8 axes, 3 saws. And yeah, you build your 4 stone cutters as well. That should be all the economy you can build. This is... Oh, this is a farm. This is just a normal grain farm. That makes sense. Making some pioneers. It's going towards the mountain. Don't think he's too stressed on that. Yeah, mostly gonna go into some mana. While we here see Toolsmith into many more stone cutters. Generally I'm also excited to watch this, because Showtime is a player that, while I wouldn't say he isn't like a good medium player skill level wise, goes a little to the higher end, but yeah, with a lot of practice on a map like the Stones, you can achieve much greater skill basically than you'd normally be able to if you're playing a HG random map. And therefore I'm excited to see what he can do, as I know he practiced. And Evolution, while being an incredibly great player and generally overall in the game, all the different modes, doesn't really usually play Metzel, and therefore he cooked up some wild builds, so I'm excited to see how those go. We're only having some striking settlers. That ain't good. Doesn't really matter too much, as he isn't building any houses. I say he doesn't build any houses, but that clearly is a house. And those are clearly some striking settlers. Is he gonna make them to some seas, or is he just forgetting about them and gonna lose out on quite a lot of settlers? Yeah, for those of you who don't know, as I just recently heard about somebody not knowing, if you finish a house while you have striking settlers, I think he just made some thieves. Yeah, they all just put down their striking, and yeah. Must be some thieves somewhere. Oh, yeah, maybe he just made pioneers. But yeah, if you finish your house while you have striking settlers, it will basically, for the amount of settlers that are striking that aren't striking anymore because the house finished, for that amount of settlers, the house will produce less settlers. So if you have 15 striking settlers, you build a medium house, which would give you 25, it only produces 10. It kind of like accounts for the amount of bats. Like if it would produce a normal 25, it would bring you back into striking settlers. Now, of course, we don't want that, so we make thieves or other specialists that are not gonna count towards our settler count, and therefore we can get out of striking settlers. And usually if you make thieves, you can then, after the house is finished, get rid of those thieves again, make them to normal settlers, and then you're just gonna be having striking settlers later on again, but that isn't really that bad, as you're going to produce some soldiers eventually. And at that point you'll get rid of those striking settlers. Here, first small temples are now coming in. Don't think I'm seeing any thieves or anything like that going across the map right now. At least I'm not seeing any red dots. So I'm not expecting anything to be moving right now. Okay, yeah, Showtime plays very standard. Toolsmith didn't place any mines yet. That definitely is a mistake. Like these are like already last 2 iron. There's 1 iron bar still on the tools. Oh, there's 1 iron bar there as well, but yeah, these are gonna be done with their tools very, very soon. And the mines need a while to be finished building, as all the resources need to be carried all the way. My game just froze. A little unfortunate. You think he could have had more mana if he had built 7 souls and then maxed out his mana? You can't really do that if you don't build a toolsmith. You only have your 8 starting axes and 3 souls. Okay, we're back in the game. This was unfortunately like 1 minute and 40 seconds I think we lost, so I'm very sad about that. Like, it's me, like I don't know why my game completely froze in place. Yeah. Very sad that I had to go through that. But yeah, you only have the 8 starting axes and 3 souls, so you literally can't build more souls. And I don't think this build is good, but I'm eager to be surprised. Like, especially the 4 stone cutters, I think just aren't cutting it. Like, you really, like, you're seeing these still need stone, and I feel like he's gonna overflow in wood very, very soon. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's see if he's gonna build his mines quicker. I know his grain farms, classic 1 stone that is missing, as you'd expect for my farm. I think he's carrying his size to the farms, which is a neat optimization you can do, don't have to do. Something very few people would actually do, but he does it. Now, the sieve is gone. Ah, there. There you go. Nice. And now he's building the mines. That is a little delayed. Could have been quicker. Honestly, like if you want to have your toolsmith running, they have to be quicker as well. And yeah. Tiny misplay, tiny optimization they could have done. Ooh. I don't like this. Like, why are all your soldiers over there? Well, like, technically a thief could literally just run in here and be like, oh, I'm taking that meat. Oh, I'm taking that bread. And then your mines aren't even gonna run. There are no seas on the map. And we're seeing the exact same thing on this side, so I don't know, gentleman's agreement, or maybe just both of them being incredibly uncareful. Could have been both. In the beginning, or did I always play with wrong settings? You have 5? You might have 5. Guess he only has 4 because he doesn't need more with this amount of wood. I'd figure he'd need more. Like 3 saws, 4 stone mines, stone cutters. Maybe he wants to keep that pickaxe for a mine. Yeah, we're seeing the pickaxe lying here. I just thought he'd only be able to build 4 because he didn't use the 5th. Trojans, for example, can only build 4, so I was like, ah, probably the same, but apparently it isn't. So maybe he just wants to use the 5th pickaxe as a mine he can use. Building the 2nd grain farm now, after having 4 vineyards onto 5 vineyards onto 4 small temple. I think that sounds like a pretty good amount. Doing the pickaxe for the Zabo attack. I don't know about that one. I mean, maybe, but I don't feel like that's the thing he's saving it up for. Okay, yeah, he pioneered his gold mine, a coal mine that he's building to get the gold smelter running, so he can get the large temples, so that he can build some, or not build, cast some gifts, so he can speed up his economy. Like, the gifts give you a lot of stuff. They're very great. Lots of people like to, not on Metzer, because on Metzer you have like everything, but on like smaller modes, just casting a gift or two, because they give you quite a huge boost in terms of resources. Like, you can get a lot of wood and stone, you get pickaxes, you get hammers, even if you get gold and weapons, like you aren't mad about it either. I'm gonna tend to make a statement. Yeah, as sending a saboteur into the peace, to the peacetime war would be a statement. I really doubt it. I really doubt it. Yeah, it does look like he has enough stone right now. I very much agree. Just at the beginning looked like he didn't have enough, so it was like when he built the first vineyards, he had more wood laying around from the beginning than stone, but apparently 4 stone cutters do be enough. Oh, I didn't think about that. He has a stone mine. This stone mine makes up quite a lot. Like, I was only thinking 4 stone cutters onto 3 Thors and was like, that doesn't sound right. I don't think even for Marion I think that would be okay, but for Roman I don't think that'd be okay. But with a stone mine you're completely chilling, of course. Yeah, we're gonna see some gifts coming very soon. Wondering if that's the first gold bar or second gold bar that is produced. The mines are still coming in. We're seeing storage right here, storing up some grain, which is interesting. Very interesting. I mean, he doesn't really have a lot of production right now. Like, he can't build a lot of buildings. So storing up stuff to be used later, I guess, can make sense if you build more important buildings quickly. So this is Wait, we already... oh yeah, was the second gold bar, and we got 2 or 3 gifts. Let's see. Lots of weapon. I don't think you want the weapons right now. I think you'd prefer to get... So, like, tools are amazing. I think a few more resources would have been nice. Iron bar's not needed that much right now. But yeah. Resources, I think, would be, like, optimal. But the pickaxes are very nice. That already gives him the guarantee that he can build more economy. Issue still is... I think he, like... If he's not gonna build any toolsmith... Where are you gonna get those size to build more grain farms, to build more bakeries, to get more stuff going? Like, sure, you can build hunters with the bows you're getting. Yeah, I think so too, King Cat. Welcome in. Fish to stone, what a build. I don't think he's gonna go fish to stone. But yeah. With only three farms, 2 fishers, you can't really... Like, you're gonna be able to get the meat from the hunters. But you can't really build many mines, so there's not gonna be a lot of heavy industry, and we're just gonna see lots and lots of mana that kinda has to make up for it. Like, I was thinking that you get enough tools to be able to build enough production, but honestly, you can't really get enough tools to build enough production because you are just missing the size and fishing poles. Any predictions? So this is a small build, and even if you don't build a toolsmith and just use all your starting resources as perfectly as possible, I think you'd already get quite good numbers. And I think the way he does it with the mana probably makes it better. I think he's gonna crack the 200. I am not sure if he's gonna go much above that, but I feel like he's gonna crack the 200 mark, and he's gonna have combat mana. I think the combat mana is gonna shine here. Evolution is white. I can show you this as well, although that is always hard to read. Evolution is playing in white, and Showtime is playing in red. Now that I'm saying that we're looking at Showtime again, I haven't looked here in a while. Seems to be doing quite fine. Yeah, settlers are barely enough there. Second toolsmith. Mines are now running as well. We're seeing the second coal mine, but it didn't start producing coal yet. Yeah, so this is quite bad. You have the iron smelters basically not getting coal because probably he has it set up that coal is prioritized for the toolsmith, as usually people have it set up. And now the coal, like with one coal mine, all the coal is going to the toolsmiths and only then to the iron smelters. A few are going here and there, but yeah, doesn't use it as effectively. He's already getting some bread up. Having 3 bakeries, yeah, that looks good. Hunters are ready. Fishers are ready, so he's ready to go into some mines and heavy industry. Right now he's first building some more stone cutters. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. This stone is soon to be gone. We still have the stone mine running on fish right now. But this is gonna be a problem. We have a few stone cutters over there already, but I feel like... I mean, maybe it's gonna be just fine, but it's gonna be quite close. And Fennec, it's not just Metzer. I want to tell you that this build is wild. We don't have any toolsmith on screen right now, and we are having mana. That is for a lot of gifts, as you can see here, a lot of gifts. Already produced the first soldier at the 17-minute mark. I don't think you're seeing that often on this map. Absolutely wild build. I don't think he's gonna build a toolsmith at all. So far he's still storing grain and fish. Actually he did make a bakery by now, mill and bakery. Is there a second bakery? No, I don't see a second bakery. Doesn't need it yet because we don't have that many coal mines, not that much heavy industry. Can't really build much building economy with the starting tools. There isn't really much you can build. So yeah, absolutely wild build. And we're gonna see how that goes further down the line. Do wanna check in a bit more on Showtime though first. Going to make sure. So he's playing 5 saws, which I think is like a very standard amount. Not much. Like you can build more, but it's like handling 5 saws is quite achievable, I'd say. It's on the lower side, but very doable. You should be able, like most people should be able to handle it. Going now into some heavy industry with lots of buildings pre-placed, but I don't think the resources are there yet. I feel like that's a few too many buildings, and we're gonna see that most of them are gonna be like half built but not finished because they don't get all the resources, and then I'll just build in one way. Settlers, I think these houses finished up, and we're having quite a few standing of the large houses finishing, and I think should be fine. Stone situation, we can crush a lot of these. Just keep these 2, crush all the others. Maybe, like honestly, you can only keep 1. And get more stone cutters on like these stone fields already. Because he's gonna need a lot of stone. He's only that 1 stone mine, he didn't build another one up here. We have lots of mines. The bread isn't overflowing, as I was like considering for a second when I looked here last time. The bread might overflow a bit, but seems to be fine. Toolsmiths are now running fully as the iron smelters actually have their coal. And here seeing the first few incidences of buildings getting a few resources but aren't actually being finished. And I think we are gonna see a few more of that. Just building lots of ruins. Here more fishes to get the gold running. We're gonna see some offensively placed barracks. Now let's have another look here. So, more gifts. I think at this point every hammer is just useless. I don't think he wants hammers. I don't think he wants pickaxes. I think he just wants weapons, gold, iron bars and resources to build more buildings. I'm wondering, I have to ask after the match how many times he casts the gift, like how expensive was it? I sadly don't know the starting cost for the gift on Evolution. Ooh, we just saw a seed die over there. Showtime is gonna be quite surprised when he looks at the settlement and it's just like, huh? I mean, helpful when you don't really have your own heavy industry. Just for a second thinking like, oh my god, Showtime, what are you doing? Why are you sending so many seeds over at once? But those are actually evolution seeds. Expanded the mana economy a little bit. And is building a few more heavy industry buildings. Very interesting to see. We're already 23 soldiers. So he's definitely gonna crack the 100. Now looking at this, I feel like it's only be like above 150 soldiers at peace time. But maybe it's gonna be more. Like he's building more heavy industry. Heavy industry will carry a bit, and if he continues casting gifts, I'm wondering when he stops casting it, because combat mana is really strong as well. Like if you can cast like a few shields, a few converts, you're gonna be able to do a lot. And it just kind of depends how much you can do with this. How much you can do with it Depends on how well Showtime plays. Showtime has 300 soldiers at peacetime. I don't think he's gonna lose. And he will definitely outscale the build as mana is gonna be more and more expensive to use. Exactly, Hammer Time. If you can't win immediately, I don't think Evolution is gonna win at all. So I'm eager to see if he can win immediately. 2 more large houses coming in. Settler situation looks good. Buildings have mostly finished up. More buildings are coming. I think he has like lots of stoners replacing this many buildings. I still would like it to be a little bit more graduate, like graduate? I don't know, something like that. Slowly but surely placing more, not like that many at once. Sometimes you have to do it when you realize, oh, all my buildings are finished. Oh, we have stone stacking up, we have wood stacking up. I have to place a lot of buildings. But in those situations, it is usually quite fine. But I don't think he's stacking up much. Like these, maybe they were placed in steps, because these look like they're having like most, if not all, their materials, and these are like just haven't got anything yet. Placing a few more, or maybe soon. Like he's doing better than what I was thinking originally. I feel like that's not enough coal mines though. I think he's gonna run into a huge coal issue. Like this is 6, 7 on like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 already. That ain't gonna cut it. He needs lots more coal mines. I think iron mines are fine, gold mines are probably fine as well. Like he doesn't have that many those, but coal mines ain't it. Yeah, combat power is gonna be rough at peacetime for Evolution. Very much agreed on that. 30 plus per minute? I don't quite understand what you mean with 30 plus per minute. Burger. Got all the gold now. Evolution. There's some striking settlers again. Always playing on the edge with the... Oh, is this a settler shortage? Did he crush one too many houses? Does look like a settler's shortage. And issue is, if you have a settler's shortage, you can't make Cs. So you can't get rid of those striking ones. If you can't get rid of the striking ones, your next house is gonna finish up and it's gonna be an issue. Okay, he didn't have a settler's shortage because he did just make a lot of Cs and it was fine, so I guess he's good to go. We're gonna be on like 4 weaponsmiths, 5 gold smelters, not too shabby. So many unused hammers and pickaxes. This is quite sad. Imagine you could just... There's like a... I don't know... Recycling building that just melts in your iron that you use for the tools or weapons and just maybe like uses 2 tools to get 1 iron bar or something. That'd be quite helpful right now. Lots of iron bars coming in from that then. We're seeing all the swords that he's getting from the gifts being made into swordsmen and no medics, which I think makes sense. I don't think medics are the best unit to rush an enemy. You're seeing the first few weapons in gold now on Showtime side. He's gonna produce some soldiers soon, but is he gonna be able to produce enough to overcome what's gonna come from... I heard combat sound. Okay, combat music is gone. Some thief dying somewhere. You mean 30 soldiers per minute is this production gonna be at 40 minutes? You mean that? Then yeah, that might be something he can achieve. And that would be the like, if he had like Showtime is gonna have a huge industry with lots of soldiers per minute and almost no soldiers per minute in comparison on Evolution's side. That's, yeah. Evolution has to rush, there's no doubt about that. And it's Showtime's how's it called? Task to defend. Combat power so far looks rough. 66. Ain't it? I feel like he should build one beautification set, because a beautification set below 100 combat power gives you 25 combat power. A full set gives you 25. You're gonna get to your like 100 and you're gonna fight with even combat power, and I think that makes you able to actually fight and maybe win. If you don't do that, I don't think you're gonna be able to like if you're having combat power disadvantage, I feel like that's gonna be too rough. He's still using up all his mana. I mean, he does have quite a good mana production with 6 small temple, but using up all your mana, I feel like he's just... I mean, maybe, I don't know what the math is here, but there's at some point there's gonna be a point where he wants to save up the mana and use it for combat. But we'll see when he does that. Yeah, these large towers are gonna be interesting, as depending on how they're used, they're gonna be useful. If they're used wrong, then they aren't useful, though. I'm very sorry, Burger. That channel point redemption only does something on my usual scene, not on my Settlers 4 stuff. Like, this doesn't have the stuff integrated to actually have the channel point redemptions do something. My personal normal donation alerts, stuff like that, aren't integrated here as well, as this is for the championship and orientated around it as well. Yeah, large towers will be interesting. He can, if he can use it properly. If he fights next to them and the bowmen are shooting, they can be actually beneficial and make the fight much better for him. But if he's gonna fight in front of his land, because he's thinking like, oh, I have better combat power, should be fighting in front of my land, he's losing the fight, then the towers are completely useless, waste of materials, and if soldiers are in them, even worse, waste of soldiers as well. You're already seeing some blowgunners, so he did scout at least that there are a few swordsmen, and that makes it rough. Like, if you're looking at this is beautiful. You're just chilling here, swordsmen are coming in, they have to go through the houses, you're just having some blowgunners behind that make them stuck inside even, like, it's absolutely horrible. Like, taking a fight with swords against blowgunner here would be the worst case possible, and like literally there's no way Evolution would win that. I don't think there's literally any way he could win that. Welcome in Moon. Maybe we'll save up some mana for the shear. Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping he's gonna save up some mana. I mean, we got 22 mana right now. Never mind, he just casted another gift, so he is constantly casting more gifts. We're seeing more gold smelters. I feel like he's at the max what he can produce. Did he build a third grain farm? I don't think I like it. that he only placed 2 grain farms. Like, he definitely could have built a 3rd grain farm. Actually, he's still only on 1 bakery. Oh wait, no, there's a 2nd bakery now. Okay, interesting. So he does have enough bread. Like, he for sure has enough bread. He could build a 3rd bakery even to get rid of the 4. And when he does that, can build even more coal mines. So yeah, he's totally good. And like the 5 weaponsmiths, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 gold smelters. Pretty good. He does need lots more gold, especially if he wants to have combat power. We were getting at 71, like it's actually not that bad. Like if he fights an enemy land, enemy fights with defensive combat power, and you're fighting with your slightly lower offensive combat power, can be quite decent. Ooh, some defensive barracks. I love this. So, like I've said a few times that I heard some combat music over an Evolution settlement. So, 100% sure Showtime was scouting. And he did scout swordsmen, he did scout mana, he probably scouted that this economy is completely weird and absolutely looks like no other economy you'd usually look at, and just figures there's gonna be something wild. I'm gonna try to defend. He's making blowgunners against the swordsman, has this huge wall of houses in front of his barracks, and even builds secondary barracks that he can evacuate to when the first one are falling and overtaken. Absolutely love it to see that scouting and adaptation, as most people wouldn't do that. Like most people wouldn't scout, like that's where it starts. They don't scout, they have zero clue what's happening, and even if they scout, they don't actually do anything with it. But in this case, it does look like he scouted and is actually adapting to what he's seeing and trying to be ready to defend the push that is gonna come. Showtime lack of settlers. I think you're right. I think you are indeed right, especially with these just finishing up. There's actually quite a huge lack of settlers, I'm pretty sure. Like, these are all bringing stuff over to here. And once they're done with that, they might be able to go back, bring stuff over here, and then things are like maybe kind of fine. Is there any house? This house is producing some settlers, and there's one standing. Oh, there are a few standing, so... And they're gone again. Probably a situation where you had the storages paused, and then he saw some settlers, unpause them again. Or maybe it's just buildings finishing up because they're like standing for a second and then they're all running again. Definitely on the edge. Like, this is close to not having enough settlers. Very close. It's stacking up on the tower. The numbers so far Evolution has more soldiers. He's waiting here, as I've said before. Not necessarily, maybe in streams, I don't know, maybe in other casts, but rush distance on this map is surprisingly short if both people place their barracks offensively, as 90% of people do. Like, pretty much everybody does that. And you just smelt through the snow. You're basically immediately at their barracks. It's quite short. Or like, it becomes quite short to what you usually think. Oh, I have to walk all the way around, and then, or maybe they even have the barracks over there. They have to walk crazy distance. But like this, you're like totally fine. This is a distance you can walk over. He is now saving up the mana. He has some golden weapons. Ooh. Does he need a second barrack? Like second barracks? Stacking up on gold and weapons. Definitely not what you want to see. Like these are basically bringing in the gold and it's gonna pick up and it's like a... It isn't building up gold or like getting less. Ah, now they put one down there. That probably won't get carried away. I think I'd like to see a second barracks. Placing it... I'm probably placing it like here, just more offensively. Because this is stacking up a bit. Oh, never mind. This is a beautification set. And if you're building a beautification set, you need a little bit of gold, so that having gold stacked up actually is quite good. So that just works out perfectly, and I didn't say anything. Always love when I'm saying something and the players just prove me wrong. Yeah. Coal is running like bread over, like here and there. Just what you need. Enough meat because hunters are broken. Like this hunter just the hunter never did infinite meat. Like, there's no way that hunter will kill all the animals around. And coal, coal is lacking a little bit actually. I'm not sure if it's a lack of mines or if it's a lack of bread or maybe even both. With the third bakery, the floor's getting less and less. So it probably... With 3 bakeries on... I think this is like a pretty good amount. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10... 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18... 20, 22... I feel like this should like barely work out. Probably little too... like barely not enough coal. Which is sad. Especially this one isn't finished up, so... Ooh, he had a shortage of settlers. He just transformed his pioneers into settlers. Soldiers are there. We're gonna... Oh, PSM's gonna be over soon. Still settlers... Yeah, settlers are still on the edge. If not like if not another like shortage. Okay, we have pace time over. We have 162 soldiers for SF Evolution and 113 for Showtime and 80 combat mana for Evolution as well. Never mind, it's only 71 now. He apparently still casted another gift. Evolution is moving over with mostly swords. Almost exclusively swords. We're seeing a very, very few bowmen. A few bowmen over there as well, but almost exclusively swords. And now the question is, with 78 combat power against 103, because we need to look at the defensive combat power, in this wall of houses, is that possible to win? Showtime still... Oh, this hurts so much. All these bowmen could have been actual bowmen. Like, these bows could have been bowmen. That's how I should phrase it. I don't like how he's like kinda only walking in with a few. I would have liked him to pull these back a bit, push them like down there and then come in from more sides at the same time. He does that now. He sees, oh shit, I'm running into blowgunners through these houses. This is horrible. I can't fight this. He's scattering these out a bit more to then come from multiple sides at the same time. Looking back here, second barracks beautifications are finishing up. 89 combat power now for Evolution. And he's taking up a few kills here. I think these trades are fine. There are not few shooting from the back lines. The shields are coming in, so he does want to actually commit now. I'd like priests to come in a bit and like convoy it in here to really distract them a bit. Yeah, these blowgunners are doing such huge work. Like, you have only 2 swordsmen fighting and they're frozen. Like, it's horrendous how bad that is. I think he put a beautification set in between there, so it's like you think you have a good... You can run through there very well, but you can't really. All the swords are stacking up. They're stacking up there. He crushed the large tower because he doesn't want to get into a situation where he can't do that anymore. 49 mana, I'm not sure if that is a mana that he can still use, or if it's used up and just not yet shown. But yeah, this... Oh... Was it called Thunderbolt? It's technically not a Thunderbolt. But yeah, this is just swords into blowgunners and bowmen through a wall of houses. It just doesn't work. I think it wasn't optimally played. I think Evolution would have needed to scatter much more. Like, he really would have needed to come from, like, basically, like, 2 sides. Really come from multiple directions. Or, what I think I would have preferred him to do is come from the top. In the end, you can't really attack well anyways, as you always have the issue that enemy can just build some beautifications in there, and the swordsmen are just gonna go into the meat grinder and die. But yeah, this is just more and more swordsmen are coming in to die, not achieving anything. Yeah, looking at this, the economy is running as much as it does. GG. Did I miss the GG from... I think was a GG call via voice, because they are in the same voice call as Evolution likes that too, and Showtime was accepting it. But yeah, GG's on that. Pushing through houses against blowgunners with swords, just literally impossible. Even if he had more combat power, I don't think that would have been it. Yeah, Evolution crushed as you'd expected. He, at this point, doesn't even have more soldiers anymore. The combat power didn't do much. The trade is horrible. Absolutely horrific trade. Yep. Houses, bigger soldiers. Very much agreed on that. Okay. I will... How am I gonna do that? Because I have a huge voice call. I think I'm gonna drag them into a call. I think I'm first gonna message them. But I definitely would like to have a short interview with them. I have a few questions about what they were doing. A very exciting match. Multiple games coming up there. So, no. Okay, it does look like most people are muted, so we'll drag them in for an interview now. Yeah. Hello. You down for an interview? Okay. And you're fine with it in English, or do I have to translate in between? Okay. Absolutely amazing to watch. I loved watching your build, Evolution, especially the fact that I was predicting, like, I was looking at it and was like, okay, a rough build because you're missing out on a few tools that you really need to make a large economy. In the end, you don't really have the resources with the axes and swords. Like you start out with very small economy. I was wondering at that point, I am wondering, like, if you'd had more axes, would you actually like use those, like more axes, more swords, more pickaxes at the beginning to build a larger economy? Or do you? Yeah. Because I feel like that was like the biggest issue. You just can't really build much of a building economy. But yeah, very interesting build. Do you know at what cost your gifts were in the end? So you weren't at max costs yet? Oh god, yeah, they can't hear you, but that's on my side. I completely forgot that I have to unmute Discord and make sure it's also actually recording Discord. Yeah. And now the biggest question is, why does it not like to... now it does. Okay, can you talk now? They should be able to hear you now.
Hello, hello.
Hello?
Okay, that looks good. I have to make it louder. No, it should be fine. Okay, yeah. So what? Say again. What were the costs for you on?
I think it was like 25 mana. And I had like mana left for
the gift,
5
for the
sheet
gift
spells.
spell, or which one?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering because I was scouting early on in his base and saw that he has a really small economy and scouted already at the same time his army production was already running. So I immediately knew, okay, he's going to rush instantly for
there's something fishy.
at peacetime.
That is.
And saw his mana economy and thought, okay, that's quite big for this time. And I was kind of afraid about it because I knew if I'm not be able to get 200 plus at peacetime, like I did, I could be in a bit of a problem because if he just takes over half of my army with his spells, I'm kind of fucked.
Yeah, he didn't
build... but I needed the mana for gifts, otherwise
exactly.
Build,
he didn't build any toolsmith, so no tools for him.
I played with a toolsmith.
And then you need the gifts. Very interesting build.
Okay, yeah.
But I liked your scouting. Like I heard here and there the music of like combat music. I didn't see the keys, so yeah. But I did realize you were scouting, and I especially liked the adaptation that you realized he was playing swords. You're building blowgunners. You built an amazing wall of houses. Like you basically just couldn't attack there. And you also had barracks in the back if your front barracks were falling. Like, which is amazing preparation for a rush. And I think if you prepare like that for a rush and the enemy plays a rush, I feel like this rush is a little bit on the weaker side of rushes. I don't think there was a way for Evolution to actually win that game. Very exciting to watch though. It was a slaughter in the end. Any last like thoughts you wanna say? One of you, either of you?
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm missing the word. Siedlermangel.
Settlers shortage.
Settlers shortage. Settlers shortage. At the end, made me a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
At one point, I thought, okay, I can do this, and 5 seconds later, oh, maybe not.
Yeah, we did notice that as well, that it was very much on the edge. It was really close to being not enough. And then other times it did look like it wasn't enough. It was always like, back and forth. You never really know.
I've already crushed one of the big towers because I don't know if I get too close where I can't crush it anymore.
Yeah.
And lose all the barracks and all the weapons and in there would be
in the end you were just fighting with blowgunners behind houses against swordsmen, which is basically an impossible fight to lose.
There was nothing I could do.
I do think that
I was forced to rush. I was forced to attack because
I do think
Some of
Evolution
the
could have
tanks.
technically attacked like better, like tried to split up his army more to come from more angles, have them less stacked
Yeah.
up. But I
But I
think
already
even
prepared
if
for
he
that
did
too.
that, like tried
Yeah.
to do full surround, I don't think that really would have worked that well. Because it
Yeah,
also takes
already
more time.
prepared
You
for
had
that.
still stuff stored up that you would have produced and actually had more soldiers on the field while he doesn't produce that much. And just, I don't think there was a way. Was exciting to watch though. And yeah. Any more thoughts? Other than being a little unsure about your settlers. I was actually, now that you say that, I was a little surprised by how many times I saw striking settlers in your settlement evolution. You were like crushing your houses like immediately, like
I did a big mistake. I crushed one house too much, and then I thought I can like I don't know convert my thieves and my pioneers and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but I wasn't able anymore.
yeah.
Because
Yeah, I think one of the time I was also like
my bed
seeing.
limit.
And one of the time was I think I saw like having like 20 striking settlers or something like that, and it
Yeah,
looked like all
yeah.
your settlers were running. I was like, that doesn't look right. It was quite funny to see. In the end, I think we're still able to make sieves, which sometimes can be an issue if you're in a shortage of settlers. You can't make sieves anymore as the settlers are all running around and aren't able to do anything. So, yeah, you were able to make sieves. The house was coming in quite like shortly after, so it was fine in the end what I was seeing there. But it did look quite funny to just look over and see some striking settlers like basically every single time.
Yeah, but I think it wasn't that that bad because I had to turn off the coal like for 1 minute or something like that.
I mean, you were
After that, my-
lacking a few gold bars, weren't you?
Yeah, no. In the end, at peacetime, no.
Yeah.
It was like pretty much 2-1.
Okay, yeah.
Like gold.
I did, yeah, you built a beautification set. I feel like that could have come in a little earlier, but I mean, in the end, the fight didn't happen that quickly either. So I think you probably had your full set finish at the end. Let me check that real quick. Especially it's the Roman set. Oh, did you not build a full set? Or did it just not finish?
No, it was like an half set.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Because then probably all of them finished. Yeah, you still attack with only 90% combat power. Do you know the combat power spikes for swordsmen?
Of course not.
Of course not. That's what I like to hear from a person that tries to rush with swordsmen. That is preparation you need. Now all of you in chat, copy that. Also don't prepare what your combat power texts are and lose like evolution. And do that against me, I would prefer that. Okay, but I think I'll wrap it up here. Thank you for the game. It was a lovely match to watch. And thank you all for watching in chat. Actually, I'll leave you two here as I still have a few things to say to chat. So you have a great time and bye-bye. Thank you for the match.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, thank you.
To you all, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed and want to support the championship, I'd like to. Where am I? Oh, I perfectly there. You can donate via that link, or don't. I always do it wrong. I should have. So how this works is, if you use this link, there are alerts on stream with sound and stuff like that, and I can react to it, and you can write a message. But now the stream is over, so I don't think you really want to do it via that. And now it would be smarter to do it via the website, as then we don't have any fees. If you're doing it via the website, you're just spending it directly, and there's no third party that takes a tiny bit of share so we can get stuff on screen. So yeah, if you like what we're doing, if you like what we're seeing and want to cover a few of the costs we're having with servers and in the end the trophy, then we'd highly appreciate if you're donating with this link. Generally, there are now more matches going on. I'm pretty sure there's another cast by somebody actually even going on. Let me check that real quick, as I will rate you over in that case. Yes, there's a match starting soon. So I will rate you over there, so you can watch more Settlers for there. I think this will be German commentary. Even then, it's still gonna be a match you can watch. And yeah, while they're still starting, anything else I could say? Oh, there are still spots left where you can come in as like, what was it called? Like being a backup player, basically, as there are a few people that sign up and don't really have time or have internet issues or stuff like that, so they can't play. All a little bit dependent on the person, but there are a few people dropping out, and you could replace them. If you want to replace them, you can write Jagdtiger on Discord. I'm writing it in chat for anybody being interested. Yeah, if you write him a message, you can come on the list to be able to come in at a later stage when people drop out. You will have to take their placement, like if they are 0-2 in the Swiss stage, you have to take it. No way to get around that. But that would, if you want to still participate, you can do that. There, outside of the match I'm gonna rate you over, there are also a few matches going on in voice channels where people are streaming their perspectives. If you're going into those voice channels, you can also watch a few other matches going on. There are quite a few happening at the same time here right now, so not all can be casted. And yeah, no, I'm actually gonna rate you over, as I really don't have anything to say anymore, although the other match didn't yet start, or they didn't transition into it. Let's have a raid. I'm gonna be on, I don't know, maybe another match. I haven't really planned on this. This was a very spontaneous cast for me as well. So next cast will probably be very spontaneous as well. And with that, I hope you're gonna enjoy the stream on KingCat's side. And I hope you enjoyed this match. And bye-bye.